How are you doing today, Kat?
Good, how are you?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Spring's finally coming around.
Oh my God, thank God.
Very much. You know, I move out here in October, and everybody warned me, oh, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Nobody told me it was going to be, a record cold month. Your season.
Like worse than Alaska, like cold tundra.
Everywhere on all of your bios, on your website, on your Facebook page, even on your Twitter, you very boldly pronounce that you are from Scranton, North Dakota. What are people's reactions when they learn that you are from North Dakota?
Yeah, I just had it happen today, actually. People are like, what? It's such a remote area, but it's been a lot more popular in the last couple years with all the oil that's been found there. So people actually know where it's at, and they don't really know my town, but they know the state. So it's been weird. Obviously, they know Minneapolis a lot better than Scranton, but, couldn't be prouder to have grown up in North Dakota.
And you've got the entire state rooting for you. I mean, you look across all the social platforms, and everybody in every quarter of North Dakota is most definitely rooting you on. So what's it like having an entire state back you versus some of these other contestants that maybe only have a city?
I know. I mean, it's overwhelming. I don't even have the words of appreciation for that. And I had no idea that it would be like that. And it is. It's the entire state from east to west, and it feels amazing. And I really am grateful for all of that.
You're in a layover. You're stuck in an airport. You're having a beer, and you decide to just start singing. You and a friend of yours. Did you ever dream that anything more than YouTube views were going to come from that?
Not at all. In fact, I'm not even a huge fan of what I call kumbayaing, and I didn't want to disturb anybody in the airport. It was 6:30 in the morning. People were sleeping all around us, and so the guys were like nudging me, like they were daring me because I don't like to sing like that impromptu. And then I did it, and I closed my eyes and I opened my eyes, and there was all kinds of people gathered, and videos were happening, and I said, oh my gosh, that's going to end up on YouTube, and boom. I mean, it changed my life. So isn't that weird to think about? On your end, too, it's weird for me to think about.
No, it's absolutely weird. A lot of artists gets discovered on YouTube nowadays, but, a lot of them never imagined that kind of exposure. And it's definitely massive to get picked up by a big show like The Voice.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm really, grateful that they do that. They let people, they find people, and they have people come out and do private auditions, because I'm not sure that I would have ever stood in line to audition for a show like this, to be honest with you.
So you go into the blind auditions and you bring Gold Dust Woman with you. Why did you pick that song?
You know what? It was kind of a collective decision between the producers and I, just because they had wanted to hear something Fleetwood Mac. And, I'm a huge fan of that band, but I said the one that I know best is Gold Dust Woman, but it's not really well known. And so I was really surprised when they came back and said, no, Kat, we really want you to do that song for blinds because we want you to do it. So they went through special clearance and the entire thing to get that song. So it really wasn't much of my idea. It was a collective idea, but what a weird choice. It ended up, being really, really cool to do as an audition song. I'm glad I got it.
It was a very powerful rendition of it, too. A lot of people were excited and speaking about it around water coolers all over the place the day after you did it.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan of the song, so yeah.
You get 3 judges to turn around. What made you go with Team Adam?
What they tell you is if you end up in this awesome position that I couldn't even wrap my brain around having a choice or having anybody turn around. I just wanted to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was faced with this decision, and they tell you if you're faced with this decision, please try to listen to what each coach has to say and, make an educated decision on what they're telling you and go with your gut after all that feedback. So that's what I did. And Adam just had this awesome pitch or bid. I keep calling it a bid for me. And he, really wanted that rocker chick to complete his team. And I couldn't say no. I thought he, really was convincing. And he still is to this day. And it's amazing.
Okay, now be honest with me. How much does the title Sexiest Man Alive actually play into that decision also?
Oh man, you know what? That happened after. You see, that was taped before that came out, so it was right before. So I didn't know that at that time, but after it did come out, boy, was I thankful and grateful that I had chosen the Sexiest Man Alive. Come on.
So you go into the battle rounds, and it's another Stevie Nicks song that you end up singing, and Whenever I Call You Friend. And easily, watching that performance, either of you would have been picked up. Didn't matter which way that Adam was going. I just had this feeling that both of you were still going to go through. I mean, did you guys have that sense going into it?
Man, I was crossing my fingers so hard either way because it was, it was such a team effort, Patrick and I, and Patrick's voice is amazing. So, yeah, you know what? We both kind of had that feeling. Adam kept saying, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Somebody will get stolen. He kept saying that. So, yeah, I mean, we had a really good feeling that it would happen. But, man, you just don't know until you're standing there. And, it was a win-win situation. So it was really cool for that to happen.
So you continue on. Now, you've played in dive bars. You've played in front of stadium crowds, and now you've played in front of millions of people on TV. What's the easiest gig for you out of all of those?
Oh, easiest? I mean, none of them are ever easy because it's such even in the bar, it's very exposing, and, singing out loud like that is always very, I don't know, it takes some brevity. But I think, probably that bar scene is a little bit easier for me to do because it's a little bit more laid back and intimate, and and it's fun. It's equally fun. Arena shows are absolutely nerve-wracking, and it's really weird to not be so connected with a smaller audience, and it's such a big platform, but it's exciting as well. And this TV thing is crazy. I mean, this is my first time doing that, and if I were to think about all the millions of people watching, I probably would be so nervous that I couldn't sing. So I try not to think about it.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. What could we expect coming up from you on The Voice? Can you give us any teasers or anything?
Well, the next round, it just got released that this next round is a battle round instead of a knockout round. So that's going to be interesting, and Adam's going to, pair his team up again. So I have nothing to spoil for you, but I'm just as interested to see what happens as everybody else because battles are intense, and we get to work with Chris Martin from Coldplay, which is, really, really cool. And Kat gets very starstruck by all of that stuff. So really nervous and really excited to see what he has to say. And I don't know, just go in there and do my best again. Battles are intense, so it's not that I really like battling somebody, but it's going to be fun.
Well, we're all looking forward to it. We're all rooting you on out here. And best of luck with everything on The Voice.
Thank you so much, and your support means a ton to me, and thanks for having me on the show. And my North Dakota people, I couldn't do this without you guys, so thank you.